Good evening, Mr. Green and Ms. Milano. Thank you for volunteering your time this evening to come together in mediation. And mediation is a voluntary process where parties come together to avoid legal proceedings, hopefully to identify issues, develop alternatives to come together with a resolution. My name is Shonae Buchanan and I'll be your mediator this evening. I have found in mediations previously that a first name basis is more comfortable. Mr. Green, would you be okay with using first names?
Yeah, that's fine.
And Ms. Molino, would you be okay with a first name basis?
Yeah, Bella will be fine. Thank you.
This evening, we'll be hopefully developing a resolution in regard to your time shared with Ayla on Christmas Day. And before we begin, I would like to thank you both for signing the confidentiality agreement, which establishes your authority and capacity to make decisions, and also with all your contact details being confirmed on there. Anything that is said in unless it is subpoenaed by the court or in a life or death situation. Mediation is completely confidential. There is no bias or prejudice at all as well. Prior to this evening, though, your lawyers did provide me with an overview of your concerns and issues. This evening, I've put aside 25 minutes for mediation, just to a time constraint. Are you okay with that, Peter?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, and Bella, are you okay with a 25-minute time constraint?
Yeah, that'll be okay, yeah.
So that you are both aware, I just have one main rule with mediations, which is where when one person is talking, if the other person could just please be respectful of the other one by listening and just waiting their turn to give their opinion on an issue. I will make sure that you both will be able to give your concerns and issues to hopefully come to a settlement in regards to Ayla this evening. Also, before we begin this evening, I'd like to make you guys also aware that I'm not a lawyer. I will not be providing any legal advice this evening. I will be completely impartial with the objective to facilitate you both in hopefully coming to an agreement. And shortly, I will ask each of you to express your main concerns and issues in regards to Ayla and her time spent on Christmas Day. Once I have heard from each of you, I'll be able to write a couple of options on the whiteboard and hopefully come to an agreement. If you would like, I will also offer private sessions. This is where you'll be able to come into a separate room with myself alone without the other party. And you'll be able to discuss anything you like confidential. I will not be providing that information to the other person unless you would like me to. So are you happy to proceed on this basis, Peter?
Yeah, all good.
Are you happy to proceed on this basis, Bella?
Yeah, I am. That'd be good.
I would now like to ask Peter to come forward with his concerns as he brought mediation here this evening.
Okay, thanks. So basically, I work in retail. I having to work sort of all the days around Christmas time. The only day I get off is Christmas Day, and I'd like to spend some part of the day with Ayla, and I'd like my family to be able to see her as well. I do have an agreement where we've stated it's from Boxing Day, but I'm in retail, so the Boxing Day sales are my busy time, so I won't have all that much time to spend with her as it is for when she goes back on the 3rd of or 2nd of January. So yeah, I really just want to be able to spend some time with my daughter at Christmas. So, you know, I don't want to feel like I missed out, and I don't want to miss out on very special day.
Thank you, Peter. I will now just form a summary of your concerns, just to make it clear that you don't want to miss out on a family holiday with Ayla, as she should get to spend time with all her family, not just one site. That you feel the agreement should be arranged since when it was made, due to it being unfair that you don't get as much time off, then you would like to spend a public holiday with your daughter. And that could eventually in the future strain your relationship if you're unable to have this with her. Would that be correct? Am I missing anything?
That sums it up pretty well.
I would now like you to come forward with your main concerns and issues in regards to Ayla.
Look, we have an agreement. Me and Peter agreed that it was going to be from the 26th to the 2nd of January. And it's just frustrating that now he wants to change it, because we already have plans at Christmas time. I mean, I'm very religious. Ayla is being brought up very religious now. We're both Catholic. Peter doesn't understand because he's an atheist. It's just hard because, like, I understand that he is her father, but we had an agreement, and I will be happy for us just to stick with this agreement. I mean, he's got her from the 26th to the 2nd, so he's got some time with her. I don't understand, and I understand he works in retail, but I just don't understand why I have to be penalised with my Christmas day with my daughter because of that. So yeah, it's very frustrating.
All right, thank you, Bella. I will just now also form a quick summary of your concerns just to make it clear. So you feel that Peter doesn't need to have Christmas Day spent with Ayla, that your religious traditions should be continued on the family line, and due to it being that's the main day for commitments of your religion, that she should be spent the whole day with you. And the agreement doesn't need to change. Am I missing anything there?
No, that's 100%. That's right. That's how I feel.
All right. Thank you for that. So I just want to put it in like a role reversal situation. Bella, I just wanted to bring forward kind of what the lawyers have given me a summary of, that in the future, if Ayla doesn't have a relationship with her father, that could be strained, and that it could suffer. She may not want to see her father anymore because she may feel he's disappeared, doesn't want involvement because he hasn't been able to spend this important time with her. But also in your shoes of the situation, that yes, you would like a good upbringing for her, your family is religious, you would like to keep that continuing in the family, and therefore which there's no issues with that, but would you compromise at all, maybe giving a half day or an evening or something like that for Peter?
We do have like events planned for each meal, so to speak. But you know, I do want her to maintain a relationship with her father. I mean, he is a good father, and I don't want to have to bear the burden for any relationship between them, you know, potentially being destroyed. So I think I would consider some kind of arrangement, possibly. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So Peter, what would be your main interest here this afternoon? Not so much liability, trying to blame fault on each person, but what would be your main interest?
Oh, to have the opportunity to spend summer Christmas Day with my daughter. So, you know, my side of the family can share in it as well.
All right, so your main interest board, and we will come to a discussion shortly on about some options to coming to hopefully an agreement this evening. You would like to spend time with Ayla. And Bella, what would be your main interest here? Would that be the same, to spend time with Ayla?
Yes, that would be. And I think we need to stick to the agreements we make. We can't just keep going back and forth every single time. I don't want this situation to happen again. But yeah, having her on Christmas Day would mean a lot to me.
All right, so your two would be to stick to the agreement and also to spend time with Ayla.
Yeah.
All right, so as we can see, you both want to spend time with Ayla. That is your main focus, is that correct, Peter?
Yeah, that's my main priority.
Is that correct, Bella?
Yes, that's my priority also.
I would like to give you guys just a couple of minutes to talk amongst yourselves and see if you can come up with a couple of solutions possibly.
Peter, what do you want to do? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'd like to see it for some of the day, even if it's just in the evening or something. That way you can have your Christmas lunch and go to church and all what that you've planned, and then in the evening she can spend some time with me and my parents, so we all get to see her.
You don't technically have any plans as of Christmas dinner yet, is that right?
Oh, not necessarily, but that's all dependent on whether I get the opportunity. We'll do something special if I get the chance, but
I just would, as an option, Bella, would you consider splitting the day at all? Would that be an option for you?
I mean, ideally, no, but if Peter feels it's going to affect his relationship with her, then I will consider maybe dropping her off for dinner. But that's at best.
Peter, how do you feel about Ayla being dropped off for dinner? Would that be okay with you?
yeah, that would be fine. At least I'd get the opportunity to spend some of the day with her, and she could see my side of the family. We've both got a side of the family that want to see her, so the evening would be better than nothing.
Would there be any options you would like to bring forward as a suggestion of time spent with Ayla on Christmas?
Well, if that's the best option that I can get, that's what I'd rather do than instead of have to go to court and argue about it.
All right, thank you for that. So would you be wanting to come to an agreement this evening in considering having Ayla at dinner on Christmas Day until the 3rd of January?
Yep, I'd be happy with that.
All right, Bella, would you be wanting to come to an agreement this evening and allowing Ayla to spend time with Peter at dinner all the way until the 3rd of January?
Yes, I mean, I would prefer to, get an agreement here than have to fork out some money and go to court, because I'm sure Peter would take it that far. So, yeah.
To change the agreement in that aspect as well, as just one of your main points you want to bring forward?
Yeah. I'm happy to agree under that condition that she's, you know, dropped off just for dinner and that she's brought back to me early on the 3rd because you are spending a lot of time with her. And yeah, I will miss her a lot. So I would like her back the morning of the 3rd.
Your interest is to spend time with Ayla. You would like to both stick to an agreement whether we need to selectively change it at all. And your best outcome would be dinner time on Christmas Day till the 3rd of January and having to avoid court. Would this be correct, Bella?
Yeah, that summarizes everything.
Sorry, I can't quite hear anyone.
Would you agree to the interest of spending time with Ayla, being from dinner to the 3rd of January and sticking to the agreement if this was changed, and also to avoid court and legal proceedings?
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Are you happy for that to happen this evening? Do you both agree?
Yeah, I agree with that. With the arrangement. Yeah.
Peter, you're happy for me to also document this resolution down and pass it on to your lawyer this evening?
Yeah, yes, thank you.
All right, well, it's wonderful to see that you've both been able to come to a solution this evening, and we'll not be needing legal proceedings at this moment. I will now go ahead and document this for each of your lawyers, and they will be in touch with you in the next couple of days. All right, thank you for this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks.